Hello everyone and welcome to the East region of EGFH Season 3 for Overwatch. Today we have a best of 4 match between the Bethel Wildcats and the Sheehan Titans. I of course want to thank our sponsors, the Yukon School of Engineering, the Yukon Gaming Club, Mob Crush, and our newest sponsor, Playmakers Wanted, from helping make this season possible. My name is Kevin Navik Dignan and today I'm joined by Alex Flabbyman. How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing well. It's another day of games, so I'm pretty excited for what we have to offer. Getting into this final week of the regular season, we're going to be starting with Escort, Control, then Assault, Hybrid, and then we're going to go to the Tiebreaker map that is the Escort map, and that is going to be Watchpoint Gibraltar, Oasis, Rise through the Colony, Wizard World, and then Nevada. And since Baptiste is live in competitive play, he will be live for this series, which is pretty exciting. I'm pumped to see what kind of competition coming out there, because it does change up how the standard meta was from most Ghosts. A couple different variations of things.
Yeah, we got a lot of one of those combos for the tactics for the
Yeah, so I think that adds a lot of nuance to how to learn.
Yeah, and it also, I believe, has the same trajectory or arc as Anna's Fire. So any anime should be feeling pretty comfortable throwing that.
Well, that's always good to hear. You know, the support's being switched out, and the big thing that I was seeing was this is the nerfs to Brig, and just Baptiste being in means it'll probably be Baptiste over Brig in a lot of different compositions. So that's good for a lot of tracers out there.
Yeah, I mean, I love to see more Tracer play. We also had a slight buff to Soldier, if I remember, as well. So seeing him being picked now is not entirely surprising.
And checking out right now, we have an interesting start to the compositions. With Duck getting picked off immediately by Kapagazi. That's awesome for them.
Yeah, no, getting a good pick up there immediately there onto Kagazi is going to be very, very... Oh, no, wait. Yeah, no, Kagazi didn't... Yeah, but kicking us here, we can already see the invulnerability field coming out from Baptiste, just using it. They're not afraid to fight them because they don't actually have an angle on the drone, so they can just sit there managing to defeat that. And
yeah.
Coming in here, they're going to be... Oh, sorry. Go on.
Go.
Coming in here, we are going to see them holding down on this bot lane at the moment, trying to find it, but Tree going to be able to sneak up behind them, finding pick after pick. Megubesco is going to fall as well. That's the invulnerability shield, keeping Jet alive for so long there, but it is going to fall. And with Megubesco down, they're not going to be able to see that again as Mr. Chicken falls as well. And I don't know what you think, but we're already seeing that invulnerability field coming up so much, Alex.
Yeah, it's being used a lot, but I feel like it's not being used at the right times right now. They're being used, but it's not like anybody's getting low enough where it's actually keeping them alive. And, Kagazi's just getting a lot of really good picks right now as this Widowmaker, with nobody really being able to contest the sight lines too well. Just a Soldier, and Jet's not really jumping on her, so she's going to have a lot of free reign over here.
Yeah, ult economy-wise, it is heavily in favor of the Titans at the moment, as well as practically the entire team does have their ultimates at the ready, but we do see a Graviton surge from CG Gaming there, so they could turn this around if they pop that button, but they need to make sure the Elephant Man doesn't manage to get the bomb off there. The bomb is going to come off, and it's going to find 3 people there. 2 people, one of them being Megubesco's invulnerability shield, as they just managed to clean up this fight so quickly. That was such a clean Diva Bomb.
That was so nice. So getting that 3K was insane. And right now, even though Tree just got picked off by Jet, this Doomfist has been putting in a lot of work, and it's been showing. And, invulnerability field or not, he's going to get you outside of that field and take you out.
Yeah, and as long as that Doomfist is managing to find those picks, then you're definitely going to be a happy team in general, as we do have the Nano Visor available for the Wildcats at the moment, but nobody contesting the point. We do just see the Titans pushing in with force.
Yeah, and Jet kind of going in solo, without CG Gaming coming to help him, or, any help from the supports, really kind of just, he got picked and let them push up with nothing, no counterplay to it.
Yeah, no, and they're all gonna do that. They're all almost relying too much on that Baptiste invulnerability, right? Because they're all just hovering in it and piling themselves up, letting them be focused down. Even though they're invulnerable, they're all getting glowed, and as soon as it explodes, then they're all gonna be taking a bunch of damage and falling very, very quickly. As we see another Diva Bomb coming out, they're not gonna be able to get away.
Oh my goodness! That just took out their entire team. Holy smokes!
Comes down to Jet, who does get killed on the rebound there, and what an absolutely fantastic way to clean that fight up.
I'm pretty sure we just saw the play of the series.
Yeah,
very well done.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's where you need the invulnerability field.
Yeah, I mean, the invulnerability field there would have been very, very useful because it is all one instance of damage, so it would have saved literally everybody.
Granted, it did. Everyone was pretty separated, so it would have probably only saved like 1 or 2 people at most. But still, getting that 5-man Diva Bomb, just wow. That really, set the cherry on top of an actually very impressive push. 4 minutes 39 seconds on the time bank. I feel like they were only stopped, and when I say stopped, it was like halted, like the payload was halted like 1 or 2 times. It didn't really feel like there was that big of a defense put up.
I mean, I'm still stunned by how clean that ultimate was coming out from Elephant Man there. I definitely think that is going to be player of the series, and I feel like they were almost relying on Baptiste a bit too much, and I think they also agree with that, having seen them switch off for the attack.
Yeah, I like this composition a lot better because it didn't seem like they were using Baptiste to the full extent, and so, once they get a little bit more practice with that, run it on scrims a few more times, I'm sure they'll be able to, work it into their comps a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, he has only, he's been out for 2 weeks now, only just hitting comps. I don't imagine many people are trying to practice and scrim in casuals. So they should start putting in some work now. But we see the Wildcats jumping in almost immediately, playing very, very aggressively. But CG Gaming does fall first there, and Jet is committing to this play, trying to keep them in that area, zoned out by the rest of the team. But they are going to fall. Tree jumping down, using that Rocket Fist to get away, reset himself as the rest of the Titans push out and try and clean up this fight.
Yeah, things are a little bit just uncoordinated right now. Multiple people going multiple different directions, and I would say the big part of that is Tree and Kagazi just really disrupting everybody. Half the team wanted to go after Kagazi, and then Tree just going right into the back line to mess with the healers and the damage dealers.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what you want to be doing, though, with Doomfist, right? Is a lot of people try and play him almost like a tank buster is what I've seen, but I feel like he's so much better being played as that flanker, dealing with those supports when they're not able to just get away from him like he's doing now, right? Master Chicken does fall to Tree. He's going to be able to push up. Duck not getting away, although getting into the spawn, and we see the Primal Rage here coming out by Mr. Mage. Big J does manage to find Tree, clearing up. This might be the opening that they've been looking for. The Wildcats might be able to find something out of this if they can find one more pick.
Yeah, they just need to push up onto the cart right now. They know that they have a one-man advantage, and they should be using this to their, advantage. Just like we said, and we do see the Nano Boost coming out.
Yeah, the Nano Boost coming out along with the Diva Bomb. Both Diva Bombs coming out. Elephant Man managing to find one, and unfortunately for CG Gaming, not being able to get anybody, but actually gets Elephant Man's mech. I do stand corrected there. As we're going to see them just constantly fighting out here. Tree looking to try and get a pick onto CG for a second there, but the Meteor Strike is going to come out, landing it almost immediately, trying to get Master Chicken away from that rest of the team, not allowing that Lucio healing to be pumping out those sick beats as he tries to escape now from the rest of the Wildcats. I mean, Tree's playing absolutely fantastically here. Although he did get picked out, he managed to stay alive for way longer than he should have.
Yeah, he is playing really aggressively, and he's really taking advantage of Doomfist's mobility, but I feel like we do get to see a great pick. That should help them cap this point, getting the pick on Kagazi. It was kind of raining down a lot of damage and picks from up there.
Yeah, and we hear the Dragons coming out from Mega Resco there, trying to find a pick. Of course, there's not going to be any Graviton now. Big J only just getting it, so maybe a bit of miscommunication coming in here, but they are cleaning up this fight very, very well. Elephant Man is going to lose the mech, going to be able to get caught out here. The Gremlin Diva shouldn't survive for much longer. If she manages to find mech whilst being chased by pretty much everybody, that's going to be not too great. No, there you go. She does fall. The Wildcats managed to clear it up, and it looks like they are going to be able to get to this first point. Tree trying to contest it, he manages to get, no, he doesn't. Woo. I thought Tree got away there.
Almost got away. Almost got away. But what you see really, that what's going on with the Wildcats is they're kind of using ults one at a time instead of comboing them. That like they're using them as they need to win the fight. So you know, at first we saw, what was it, like the Diva Bar, or no, the what are they? Yeah, it was the arrow, the dragon arrows come out from Hanzo, and then they used the stim pack from Anna to really help finish off the fight to get the W.
Yeah, the nano boost coming out from the Anna is very good as we see multiple ults being pushed. We see the Winston ult being used to push them into CG Gaming's ult there, managing to find both of the supports of the Titans. They are just going to be able to clean through this so nicely. CG Gaming finding a third pick there. We see Jet chasing after Elephant Man, and I mean, that was, I believe, a team kill.
It was either a team kill or a delayed team kill, and right now they have a good amount of split spawn, but they're not going to be able to capitalize on it as Kagazi gets 2 kills, taking out both Megu Best Girl and Jet as they were retreating.
Yeah, and being able to find those 2 picks, definitely very useful, staggering out their team. Even more so here, but they have been given time here to regroup. We see Tree being so sneaky, looking to try and spot somebody. Oh no, he does have his Meteor Strike here, so he's looking to try and spot one of the supports along with Mr. Mage. Tree's now jumping down, sneaking up behind them. The Rocket Fist doesn't connect, but he does hit Duck here, managing to get a couple of hits, popping that Meteor Strike whilst they're all grouped up, hitting CG Gaming with a big hit as the Dragons come out along with a Diva Bomb. So many ults being used there, forcing them into the corridor. Unfortunately, the Dragons weren't aimed in that direction here as Tree tries to go off on a 1v5 situation, but he's not going to be able to follow up on it. Kagazi managing to that pick, that Hanzo just staying up in the background, putting out so much damage, already 20% to his Dragons again.
Oh man, that was so depressing. Tree was dropping with Mr. Mage, and it looked like they had the best flank, but he missed 3 punches in a row, netting him 0 kills, and then getting focused down in a little room there. But, you know, Kagazi's just been hanging out back there, you know, getting a lot of different picks, so they've been really putting him to work.
Yeah, we see the Coalescence here coming out from Capri Sun, healing up his team, making sure that nobody's going to fall here as Jet tries to clear it up. 2 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock, so they're already way ahead in time bank. So every little second they just do now is just further and furthering the gap between the 2 teams.
Yeah, it looks like they're having a lot of trouble pushing it right past this little corner. Like, it looked like when they were first able to get some picks on Tree and Mr. Mage, it looked good, but ever since then, nothing.
Yeah, the Dragons coming out there. CG Gaming finding 2, but those Dragons not going to actually be able to find anybody. Shutting down a little bit. Mega Besco, with the Primal Rage here coming out from Mr. Mage. Very good there. Managed to pick up Mr. Mage. But we do see a giant nanoed monkey chasing after poor Capri Sun there, as well as Tree. Tree's trying to get away, but with both of the tanks from the Wildcats just going after that Doomfist, realizing that they need to focus him down because he's going to do that. Find Mr. Chicken, or Master Chicken there. Try and get Duck trying all that they can to survive this, but he's actually going to change targets as we see the Primal Rage from Jet trying to get back to his team, trying to push Tree away, and just Tree's just jumping in and forcing them all to focus him. And I mean, you need to do that, but then you have 5 other people that are just going to start charging at you.
Yeah, absolutely. But, oh man, I wish so badly that Big J used his ultimate there and put the Graviton Surge when they were all clumped up. But Kagazi gets a 2k there as they're really just cleaning up and pushing them all the way back to the spawn doors.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of ults were used there, and at the moment we do see that the Wildcats do have some options here. They have the Graviton Dragons, which definitely can turn a fight around.
Yeah, they have that, and we see the Graviton come out. Now we're waiting to see the Dragons. Here it is, but not able to get any kills until the very end.
Yeah, the ult coming out from Duck there, or CG Gaming, sorry, finding Tree. I mean, what a clutch Transcendence coming out from Sir Captain there, delaying it for a little bit too long, but it might have actually been... Oh, the Dragons actually coming out, forcing them off of the point as much as they can there. Big J getting very low, played a very dangerous game there to try and build some ult charge.
Yeah, and gets taken out by Kagazi. And, you know, Jet is not able to, he just jumps in to try and, you know, pick off some of these supports, but is not successful right now, and Tree takes him out.
Yeah, finding that pick there. Tree is absolutely going off at the moment. Like, if... If a tree falls in a forest, does it even make a sound, Alex? Because right now, he's definitely screaming, finding pick after pick here. He does get antied, but the bubble coming off, cleansing him away. He's going to be able to get healed, reset himself around as well, and probably going to start looking for a flanking angle once again. But no, he's just going to jump straight in, hits a big rocket.
Yeah, Megu Best Girl, though. Megu Best Girl is pushing at the
no,
very end to back up.
No.
Oh, they got the contest. They just got the contest in time.
4 meters 70. So Mega Vesco tried everything there, but map 1 is going to go towards the Titans.
That was so close. Almost stopped all of Tree's hard work. Oh man, I don't know if Tree's fallen in a forest, but Tree definitely fell in the Wildcats to be able to make some serious noise.
Yeah, I mean, then look at it. Look how clean this was. Just bang. There you go. I mean, I don't know if you have Sillet Bang in America, but there's a commercial in England, and it just says bang, and the dirt is gone. And I mean, Elephant Man was feeling like that.
Oh yeah, Elephant Man put in some serious work, and that just feels good when you're that close to the end. You get a 5K with your Diva Bomb. You gotta just stroll into the point with a lot of swagger. You end that game with a lot of swagger if you're able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you were not unhappy.
So,
not in the slightest.
Yeah, not at all. So as we're going to be getting into it, we will be moving to Oasis. And, you know, we talked about Baptiste being in. We saw him once on the defense. Didn't look that effective. I know you talked about the Mercy combo that can be used with him, and we didn't see that come out. But, you know, on Oasis, a lot of potential to see, you know, either a bunker composition with Bastion, Orisa, things like that. What do you expect to see?
A bunker composition is definitely something that we could see, especially with Baptiste just making bunker better in theory. So we might be seeing a Bastion coming out, Orisa, Reinhardt, and a Mercy Baptiste, maybe?
I like it.
See
I like it.
That being a bunker composition that could be ran. But I think we're more likely to see that on possibly one of the hybrid maps.
Okay.
I am actually kind of yeah, I feel like Gibraltar is probably the one escort map you wouldn't run something like that on because of the amount of angles and how closed off it can be.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. But you know, we're going to be getting right into this map, and we'll let these teams decide, you know, what kind of compositions we're going to be running. You know, I really hope that we might see not goats, because I feel like Oasis in some of like the more open areas definitely can yield that. You know, having a much different kind of composition to run.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Baptiste. I will say when I think I'm wrong. I said I think he would make goats a lot stronger. I feel like people are tired of goats and are trying to figure out if he works better with anything else before just going towards that. And I hope he does.
Well, I mean, he definitely has a place in the meta, depending on how like the pros start to figure, you know, different compositions out and their weaknesses and strengths. You know, that definitely will help, you know, trickle down into lower tiers of competitive play, as well as just, you know, comp play and quick play. So as we're getting into this map, we're going to be seeing, we do see two Baptistes, so that makes me very happy.
So Baptiste works extremely well on control maps, I think, right? Because what does his invulnerability do? Make you want to fight in a very, like, specific area. What is control as a game mode? Fighting in a very specific area.
Now that sounds great, but I feel both of these compositions, the only stationary targets are going to be the Reinhardt, and then for the Bethel side, also having the Zarya. Like, you know, having a pharmacy combo really doesn't help that situation.
I'm unsure how high Bastiste's invulnerability field goes. If it goes all the way to the skybox, then they can just fly around in that situation. Or in like that area.
Absolutely. Tree got Tree got a pick off early on Jet, and we see him switching off immediately. But even with that, you know, they came back with 2 quick kills, and the invulnerability field coming in very clutch, keeping both Megu Best Girl and Master Chicken alive.
Okay, so we just saw there answering our question. It does not go all the way to the skybox, although it does not look like a dome. So I'm not entirely sure. It's probably about 10 minutes, but already having a barrage. It does get entirely eaten by Jet there, though. Right place, right time. Managing to chase after Sir Captain, trying to deal with this Far Mercy combo. But we've seen how destructive Kakazi can be on Farah time and time again, and they need to deal with it quickly.
Yeah, Megu Best Girl was doing a good job poking and, you know, putting a lot of damage down. But, you know, Tree lost the 1v1 to Jet, and then, you know, Jet ate all of Farah's ultimate, but they still won the fight. That was absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens and when a Farah's hitting direct rockets, right? It's like, what, 120, 130 damage or direct rocket? That kills in 2 or 3 for most characters. The hammer down there coming out from Mr. Mage does get eaten along with the high noon, but Mega Best Girl getting the 3k even though being knocked out of the invulnerability shield there. Oh, what a... I hadn't even taken that into consideration, Alex. High noon in the invulnerability field.
Can't be stopped. Everyone hide, because that was insane. Got a 3k with the ultimate, finishes it off with a 4k, and just absolutely tears through. What a play by CG Gaming. Blocking the Earth Shatter and then counter Earth Shattering Mr. Mage to set up that Deadeye.
I mean, even though they all started running because they saw Megu Best Girl in the invulnerability field, but Megu Best Girl actually got knocked out of it. So they could have maybe tried to contest it. The strike coming down there was very well coordinated by Tree and Mr. Mage. Mr. Mage actually taking out the invulnerability field from Master Chicken and then ulting to try and deal some damage there. But the Nano Reinhardt, definitely very scary, charging in here, trying to deal with the Zarya, getting so low. CG Gaming trying everything he can, putting up that shield. Probably best for him to try and regroup with the rest of his team now.
Yeah, just like they were trying to stall the point a little bit further to get as much percent tick as they could. Don't know, I agree with you, they probably should have just went back to their team, because now they're kind of wasting the percent tick the other way around, but Megu Best Girl gets another pick on Tree. That's been happening a lot more often now. I feel like Tree hasn't been able to get the best of a lot of the Wildcats in the past, you know, map and a half.
Yeah, I mean, and that's I don't know how much. I feel like a lot of that at the moment is coming down to Kakazi and Sir Captain. We see that Graviton coming down. Kakazi looking to try and get an angle, manages to get one there, but immediately gets... Was that slept? Did Doug sleep Kakazi pretty much immediately there?
It looked
what
like
a reactionary speed.
Yeah, that was absolutely insane. It could have also been the stun from Megu Best Girl, the flashbang coming out right before he got taken out, which it could have also been that. But wow, just great reaction time to be able to save their entire team from almost certain destruction.
Yeah, I mean, whatever that was there, the reactionary speed was absolutely incredible. Just showing how fast some of these players react to certain situations like that. Like, whew, fastest hands in the West.
Absolutely, and that reminds me, you know, at the very beginning when Jet ate all of Kagazi's ultimate, when he got it extremely quickly. And we see CG Gaming going on a little bit of a flank away from his team.
Right, so mathematically, that was a really smart play coming out from from the Titans there, using the Baptiste ult so Farah could just shoot rockets through it. So if anybody ran through, they took 260 damage a rocket. If you look at their team, right, that kills Dark instantly. That kills Hingushu instantly. I believe it puts Megu Best Girl onto critical instantly. So it was, yeah, that's something I hadn't even considered with Baptiste ult, but being able to do 260 damage with a Farah rocket, and that's on direct, not necessarily the blowback, is
it's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
But sadly, they were not able to touch the point. The Wildcats were so close. The huge flank coming from CG Gaming was just too late. We see Tree coming in with another huge flank, already getting a pick.
Yeah, I mean, then Tree's just going to get away, right? You turn your back for a second, and he's going to be there. The stun coming out from Mega Best Girl, not finding anybody as Tree finds the pick onto Jet there. Mega Best Girl getting the pick onto Tree here, and he's just trying to duel it out against Zenyatta and Ashe and Elephant Man. And I mean, we could say that Ash had the high noon this time around.
Definitely winning the quick draw battle there. But I don't know if it's a true one-on-one when you have Sir Captain and Elephant Man in your back pocket. So,
I mean, I don't think Ash would play fair. That's just very canon.
the rules of engagement don't apply in this scenario. I understand. All right.
Coming out here, we do see them trying to find something here. The Wildcats pushing in. We see Jet at about 70% of that Zarya charge, getting close to the Elephant Man, I should say, getting close to the ultimate there, 80%. So we're going to see a Graviton coming out from the Titans much sooner. Bob coming out, actually kicking the wall immediately, though, managing to find Mega Besco and actually getting pished away there. Probably benefit. I don't know if pushing Bob that way was useful. I don't know, but
they were able to disengage, which is important, and we do see a 3-3 or almost a full 3-3 with the only difference is adding in a McCree who does have the high noon. So I'm excited to see exactly how this is going to go, and they already get the first pick.
Yeah, that first pick is going to be useful. The second one as well, including the third, forcing the Titans to at least try and come back. But they're playing so aggressively. They're looking to try and deal with Duck there. The anti-heal does go on to Tree. They're going to be able to find him and Elephant Man. And it just comes down to Sir Captain and Capri-san. Oh, Sir Captain actually retreated.
Wow, great job by them, combing a lot of those ults together and doing a great job to protect themselves from Tree's ultimate because, I want to highlight Duck's play there, just turning around, putting the shield up, and then instantly bashing.
Yeah, and it definitely worked out for the better. Managing to flip that point over 73% is not amazing, but I mean, they flipped it over now. The huge Earth Shatter coming out from Mr. Mage there, but an equally good Boop coming away, managing to force him to not be able to just charge into the team. We see the Graviton coming out from Jet there, with the Transcendence just being able to keep his team up as Tree manages to go off once again. They're going to be able to clear this up and flip it back over pretty quickly here as Jet tries to fall under, and we actually see Kagazi using that left shift, the blunderbuss, to blow him back onto the point.
And right now they're going to have, 78% and ticking. They're going to have, this is going to be the last fight and they need to win. They have 3 ultimates to almost 1. Almost 2. Yes. So this is really going to need to be a big stand. Bob needs to come up huge if they're going to look to hold this.
Yeah, time's ticking. They've got less than 10 seconds now to try and get a contest onto this point here. And we do see Tree having that Meteor Strike. He uses it immediately, managing to find Master Chicken here. But an Earth Shatter coming out, absolutely shaking the world, dealing with Kagazi. The High Noon being heard, and it does find a pick onto Elephant Man there. They are going to be able to clean up this fight.
And CG Gaming, after getting a clutch, ultimate, the Earth Shatter took down a lot of those damage dealers. And ever since then, he's kind of just been swinging his hammer, already at 40%. And, Master Chicken, they have the support ultimates to be able to hold this defense. So I think it'll be pretty good, and they should be able to win this fight.
If there was ever time for Bob to do something, now would be it. And Bob is going to do something, managing to get one uppercut, but getting slept, forced onto the point, though. Bob's going to be able to find Mega Besco. We do see the Meteor Strike as well, finding 2 more picks, and they are just going to be able to clear this through. Bob does have an aimbot, so no matter how much you try and avoid his shots, he is going to hit you.
And with the, Duck getting taken down, I feel like that's going to be game right here. I heard the beat drop come down, but did they actually get the shields, or did he get taken out before then? Because they kind of wiped that team fight pretty quickly there.
I don't recall seeing any shields coming up.
Yeah, so just must have been a hair lay.
Yeah. Mega Besco here. This is why we're going to see Mega Besco using that High Noon. You'll see that it starts off in the invulnerability field and then actually gets knocked off, but still manages to find the 3K.
Wow, great job. I didn't even also realize, took out Tree right before that entire engagement. I feel like I may have mentioned that during that game. Even though the Titans come out with the victory, Tree has been getting caught out on his, Doomfist pick in the back line more often than not. So, it'll be like one time he gets a 2K, but then the next 2 or 3 times he gets picked off and his team's at a disadvantage. I don't know if that's necessarily good for the overall health of the Titans, in terms of, how they want to work together.
Yeah, I agree on that quite a bit. And yeah, I think Tree managing to find a pick the start of every single fight is absolutely huge, because going into a 6v5 every single time is so good. And coming into Horizon Lunar Colony is, I mean, this is where I think we're going to see some bunkers.
I could definitely see it start getting set up. I would say mainly on point 2. I feel like it'd do better just because the avenues. No, point 1 you could set it up for point 1 too. But we just got to be switching the sides to make things even. But then we'll be getting right into games. So other than a bunker composition, you were talking about the ability for Fair to be comboed with Baptiste. Do you see that happening again anytime soon?
I don't know about on Lunar Colony. Maybe actually we could see it. We definitely could see it on the second point on attack. They use the high ground and kind of angle it so that Farah can still be flying as it rains down. And I think, I definitely think that's also a possibility. What other comps could we see making use of Baptiste? Obviously, Bastion with the Baptiste ult, doubling all of the projectiles is effectively making Bastion fire twice as quick. And he already melts people, so watching a Reinhardt shield get melted by something like that would be quite entertaining. But we will be seeing, Alex, what these teams end up picking in a few seconds here. I expect, if they're trying to try something new, we won't see goats, but Lunar Colony is a breeding ground for that composition. It just works so well on the first point, manages to let you push in so very quickly, and it's definitely a possibility of what we could see. I think I'd like to see double sniper Baptiste on the attacking side, which I just want to see Baptiste and Widowmaker, I think, because being able to make a Widowmaker invulnerable around a corner while she can its free reign to shoot down with no fear of being sniped or counter-sniped is a very interesting prospect, because it completely changes the general fear or like caution that you have whilst playing Widowmaker, which might relax people's nerves quite a bit and make their aim quite a bit better.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing potentially a Baptiste coming out here. But, right now we're going to be seeing a pretty interesting composition, because normally I wouldn't say Wrecking Ball is a normal addition with a Reinhardt. But we're seeing Wrecking Ball Rein, and it was Wrecking Ball with a Zarya, but they're switching it to Rein Zarya. So I'm excited to see, what they have to bring out here.
Yeah, so they're running... I hate saying anything. I hate seeing a Zarya, D.Va, Reinhardt and going, yeah, that's goats. But, like, I think we've just seen it so much now that we're so used to calling that composition goats. And I still feel like this is some weird variant of goats running 4 of the 6 characters.
Yeah, I mean, you could do the European version, goats, floats, moats, and just keep changing it up per character that gets changed. But, they're doing a really good job of holding this right now. And Trigo's diving into the back line and not able to get anybody. And we got to highlight Jet immediately picking off Sir Captain on Zenyatta there at the beginning to help slow down the push.
Yeah, getting rid of that Zenyatta Orb of Discord is definitely very, very effective. Not letting him get that extra damage coming on. And Jet's playing very aggressively, trying to make sure Sir Captain doesn't even get a chance to come in with his team.
Absolutely, and they're not doing a good job of, being able to take him out. I feel like they just need a Discord orb him and take him down, but without any hard CC, he kind of just rolls away.
Yeah, and it's also very difficult to kill Wrecking Ball, because, I mean, if you all try and swamp around him, he just gets a huge shield, just like that.
Yeah, and gets taken down to 200 HP, but that's still not good enough. And Tree gets a pick off on Farah. I did not know that he's been flying lately, but, as we see another fight starting right now.
Yeah, that fight breaking out there. We do see it initiating with the Wrecking Ball ult coming out. A lot of mines were eaten, but nobody died, surprisingly. I believe the Baptiste invulnerability zone actually saved everybody who walked into them there. Jet does fall there. A huge hammer down coming out along with the nano boost from CG Gaming, managing to find 2 picks. Capri Sun and Mr. Mage both falling. Both Transcendences being popped along with the D.Va Bomb. CG Gaming actually just in with the enemy team there, sitting in that Transcendence going, if I don't attack, they won't notice me. Kagazi getting a huge gravity there, managing to try and deal with Duck. Is Duck going to be able to? No, Duck is just going to accept fate there and let them take that first point.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Earth Shatter with the Nano Boost, I thought they were going to turn it, but then they just couldn't get the key kills they needed. The Transcendence was healing a little bit too much, and, you know, with that first point take, they're going to have a really good, you know, time going into point number 2 with only the Pharaoh ultimate and the mines to stop anybody, while they have a giant hammer down that can come down.
Yeah, and I mean, a giant hammer down is what, I mean, if we go back to Season 1, that was probably the most game-changing thing in a lot of things, right? Because Zarya wasn't actually that great, and it's always good to see just a fat hammer. But getting back onto topic, Mega Vesco here on that Pharah does have ultimate, definitely going to be looking to try and do something with it. Now the Elephant Man's down, we see the Meteor Strike coming down as well. This might be the best chance that they're going to get. Trees very, very low. They managed to fall, managing to deal with Gremlin Diva as well and forcing Kagazi back. Trying to get the team to reset, but we do see a lot of the Titans now returning.
Yeah, and was able to hold on to that rocket barrage, which could be very crucial, as they look like they're all clumping up in the bottom area. So if they come out there, it could be a really quick takedown unless they're able to drop that Baptiste ultimate.
Yeah, and the Baptiste ultimate coming down, but of course you also have the Baptiste E just making everybody invulnerable as well. But the Justice coming down from Mega Besco, they're managing to find Mr. Mage, going to be so important, along with Sir Captain and Capri Sun. Mega Besco does fall, but I mean, getting 3 picks there pretty much resets this fight.
Absolutely, but sadly Capri Sun used the Baptiste ultimate, so they're not going to have the damage amplification going into this next fight. You know, at that point, I feel like switching to potentially like a Zenyatta might really help. Or no, they already have a Zen. Let's get an Ana in here. Let's do some of the anti-healing. That should be able to help them out.
Yeah, the anti-healing is definitely something that can be made, but the Graviton Surge along with the Diva Bomb managing to find Duck. I thought that was going to find CG Games, but the Transcendence coming out as well. We see all of the bombs, that area denial, but the area denial does that. It would have been so good, but the Baptiste invulnerability actually saved Mr. Mage there from Jet's play, and that's what I'm talking about, right? It's like, all right, yeah, I'll play Wrecking Ball, I'll drop the mines. Okay, now Baptiste is just going to pop the invulnerability field and they'll run through it all. It's so strong.
Yeah, about invulnerability field along with the Zenyatta ultimate really saving them. But as I'm talking, Mega Best Girl comes in huge with the barrage, you know, partner with the nano boost, and they just clean up that entire rest of that fight.
Yeah, that was very, very clean. Very, very nice to see. Mega Best Girl playing some fantastic Pharah here, cleaning so many things up. And I just had a thought, Alex. Does Nano Boost, Mercy's damage boost, and Baptiste's all stack?
Yes, I believe so. I saw when it was first coming out. I don't know if it's still, you know, there, but, you know, I'll talk about it after this fight because it's looking like something's about to come out.
Yeah, we see the Baptiste ult coming out along with that Meteor Strike. CG Gaming just living with the tiniest bit of health. He is going to get picked off. Tree also at about 2 HP. Nobody's going to be able to find him, though. The Transcendence coming out slightly too late there, unfortunately, for the Wildcats, as we see the Diva Bomb coming out along with that minefield, not being able to find anybody. Tree again putting in work, tries to get stunned there, isn't going to be able to. The hammer down coming out though from CG Gaming gets Tree onto the ground. They are going to be able to find him, so that deals with that pesky Doomfist. As Elephant Man does lose the mech, we see Jet coming out as well, managing to deal with Reinhardt as Kagazi on Zarya tries to escape here. Mega Gasco pushing up quite far along with Duck and Jet, all 3 of them looking to try and reset this completely.
Oh man, the respawn is just too strong. They weren't able to do a clean wipe, and because of the staggering, they were able to stop them. And Tree gets picked off, which is probably going to delay this at least another 20-30 seconds.
Yeah, and I mean, delaying it 20-30 seconds is like a third of their time at the moment.
Yeah, and that's
so
really dangerous.
Huge portion of time that they definitely need to consider.
Yeah, and as we were talking about before, I saw a clip where Widow got the nano boost and Baptiste ultimate. They discorded in ulting Monkey and one-shot him with a headshot, so I'm pretty sure they do stack.
Megubesco, Jet providing a distraction there as Megubesco flew behind them as they all turned to deal with them, presuming that Wrecking Ball was just getting too big for his breaches there. But Megubesco, it was all planned. They wanted them to turn because Megubesco was going to be right there with the barrage.
And once again, I am just chatting away as they set up a huge play. Megubesco comes in and just stops the fight before it even starts.
I mean, that was big communication, right? Jet dove in, they all turned towards him, Megu jumped up behind him and just ulted.
Yeah, that was amazing. And I'm also pretty sure that the Brigitte came in there and was providing a lot of healing and shield for Jet. And we see another hammer down as the fight breaks out.
Both nanos getting popped onto their respective Reinhardts along with the hammer downs coming out. But CG Gaming does reign supreme in that situation here. Kagazi getting booped back into the rest of the Wildcats. And it looks like they might just be able to hold this out.
They only have 10 seconds, so they have to get on that point. They only have a few seconds left. Are they going to make it?
I don't know if they're going to be able to make it. That charge coming out, they aren't.
Wow. Elephant Man getting slept and nobody else being able to get there. What an incredible hold. The Wildcats really, really came through there in the clutch. Honestly, you know that almost wipe, I thought it was going to be the end for them, but with the respawns, they were able to, push them back, and ever since then, just take really clean fights to stop them from ever gaining ground again.
We might end up seeing a tiebreaker here. We do, of course, see the Titans winning the first 2 maps, but the Wildcats really stood their ground there.
Yeah, I really want to praise Megubesco. Had a decent amount of highlight plays, on McCree, but I feel like that fair play on that second point really held it together, along with Jet. That was pretty insane.
Yeah, no, that just shows the coordination and the forward thinking of the team, right? I can't think of many teams that would go, hey, can you just run in there, distract them all? I'll just sneak up and ult them. Yeah, we good? Okay, let's go.
That sounds like a trolling quick play guy. Yeah, you go bother the entire team, and then we'll get them.
Kill them all.
And then you go do that, and then they're standing there spamming emotes, hanging out.
Oh, yeah. And it's all a good time.
But
I mean, it worked out this time.
That's true. It worked, so I can't complain about it. But also, I want to highlight, I'm pretty sure at the very end there, even though they weren't successful, Mr. Mage charged Farah and pinned her to get a kill at the very end. I don't know how they got so high, but I'm pretty sure I saw that happen, so...
Oh, we'll have to rewatch that on the VOD at some point, because I definitely missed that one. So with the Titans, of course, using all of their time bank, we do see the teleporter play coming out from Symmetra, forcing them immediately up onto that high ground, being able to push out so much damage. A pin does come out, hitting one of the tanks, though, so Mr. Mage is gonna fall. Sir Captain finding CG Gaming, gonna be, without that Reinhardt, it's gonna make it slightly more difficult. Symmetra getting all of those turrets up, but Elephant Man is gonna be able to eat a lot of the damage there, getting some charge on the ult economy. We already see 50% towards a Graviton Surge.
Yeah, they're doing a really great job. That teleporter play bypassed everybody that was trying to, do a forward hold. You even saw Tree hiding in the beginning, and then it just was useless because they teleported right past him.
Yeah, Kagazi dealing with that bot as they are they are able to recover. The Wildcats only finding 1 tick.
They just weren't able to capitalize and take out the important people. And then getting picked off by Kagazi and Tree just allowed them to, get the respawns needed to hold the push.
Yeah, I mean, and that's exactly what happened. And I also need to take in consideration, it's completely possible here that the Titans just hold it out for the entire time.
Yeah, but getting that early pick on Kagazi by Megubesco is absolutely huge. And, we see more fights coming out right now. The Baptiste ultimate comes out and just ultimates left and right.
Yeah, and as I say that, Caster's Curse coming in here as the Wildcats completely clean up the Titans.
Absolutely. I feel like both of us are caster cursing different people. I'm caster cursing Megubesco whenever I'm talking, and then you just caster curse the entire Titans, so I don't know which one's worse.
I'm hexing. The hammer down here coming out, not being able to find anybody from what I can see, but the Graviton Surge here, they are just in that Baptiste field and nobody's dealing with it. It does run out though, just as Tree goes for that Meteor Strike, not being able to connect with anybody in the center though, so finding no instant picks. As they push this so quickly, they only need to get it a tiny bit further to take the map with plenty of time to spare.
Yeah, but the Titans don't have any tanks that can stand on the point. They had damage dealers that wanted to hang out on the side, and they were not able to contest that point.
Oof. They take a map, bringing the scoreline to 2-1 to the Titans.
Yeah, pretty impressive there. And, you know, as we see this play of the game, it's going to be this barrage that was comboed with the Nano Boost to really just take out the entire T of the Titans.
Oh, and the cheeky little taunt at the end there.
Well, when you get a team wipe, I think you're allowed to drop a little bit of a taunt.
I mean, I definitely would.
And with the Wildcats taking Horizon, we're going to be going to Blizzard World for our map 4, which does leave in the possibility for that tiebreaker that you mentioned earlier. If they do go 2-2, we are going to be going to Dorado. And I have to say, if Gibraltar is any indication of what happens on a pure escort map, I think the Titans might have this going into the tiebreaker if they can't get the victory in map 4.
I'd like to see them getting that victory, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Titans have been looking a little bit shaky. The Wildcats have been putting it together, and, you know, taking the victory on Horizon Lunar Colony, they're going to be able to move into Blizzard World with that momentum, and, you know, if they're able to take this, that would be insane.
Yeah, I mean, being able to take this and bringing it to a 2-2, taking it to that tiebreaker, it would be absolutely incredible and would be such a fun way to see this play out. But we will have to wait and see. I am liking the Baptiste plays that we have been seeing. Again, it's been very, very enjoyable seeing how they use the ultimates, what they pair it with. And I just hope to see that more and more coming out. I mean, there's just so much possibility. And this happens every single time we see a new character added to Overwatch, right? It just adds a realm of new positions and compositions and pretty much every single thing you can think of, because again, it just adds a new dimension to the game. And we are going to be getting into map 4 being Blizzard World here. And I mean, yeah, I'm excited. Blizzard World didn't particularly, from a design standpoint and like a graphical and thematic standpoint, I think it's my all-time favorite map. But the actual route that you take, I don't particularly like it. And I don't think I'm the only one with that opinion. I think a lot of people enjoy the thematic design of the world. And I feel like if Blizzard, you know, committed to something like this, I feel like it would probably be a success.
Making their own version of Disneyland. I understand. I see what you're getting at here.
Yeah, I'd go there.
I don't know many people who wouldn't go, man. Disneyland is extremely fun, and then, you know, adding a little theme behind it would just make it all the better. But as we're getting into this, the Titans are going to be starting on defense, so hopefully we see them really step it up and put a stop to anything the Wildcats can put together, because if they can stop that momentum that they were putting together for, I would say, the last 2 maps, they can really, really, you know, halt the progress and then just wipe them and get the victory.
Yeah, and I think we all want to see a map 5, right? We all want to go to that tiebreaker map. And we're only seeing Baptiste on one of the teams at the moment, which is actually quite a surprise.
It's honestly just really surprising that it's not the defense. I know we always talked about it, like, you know, being able to hide, put it down, and then do a jiggle peek out, like always winning widow duels or things like that. I feel like that would...
You don't even need to do a jiggle. That's the thing. It eliminates jiggle peeking. You just stand there.
That's fair.
You just put it around the corner. You just put it around the corner so the enemy players can't see it, and you just have Widow stay in it as she snipes. She can just sit there until it despawns.
We're going to be seeing a Junkrat, which I feel like we haven't seen one of these in a very long time, and already 2 picks. That's not going to be good, because that probably favors the side that, you know, did not lose their support.
I don't know, Kagazi dying there is probably quite a big pick. Tree managing to find Master Chicken, of course, but not having that extra DPS means that they're just not going to be able to push out enough damage to defend it.
Absolutely. And Elephant Man was able to take out Megu Best Girl at the very end as a consolation prize, but not before Megu took out the entire team of the Titans. And that's going to be a quick .1 take by the Wildcats, and they should be able to push this up pretty quickly. You know, the only thing stopping them is going to be Tree's tire. So, you know, if Tree drops his tire in the forest, does it explode and make some noise?
Yes. Yes, it does. Because you need somebody to drop it, so somebody's there.
I didn't ask if somebody hears it. I'm asking if it's going to be a big tire, and he's hiding right now, and I feel like he has the perfect opportunity to get around 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, we hear the dragons coming out along with the tire. The tire's going to drop down, managing to find Master Chicken and Hingushu, so that's going to be 2 picks, 3 picks with Jet falling as well. Duck doesn't know what's going on, and the 4th pick comes out from Tree. 2-man tire, the hammer down actually being cancelled out there. CG Gaming wasting that ultimate as we do see the Titans taking charge.
Oh man, I feel like if you're the Wildcats, after you get those 2 picks, you kind of have to just back off. Duck used the ultimate to try and keep, you know, CG Gaming alive, and then he used the Earth Shatter, but got picked off by an Elephant Man just holding down left click.
Zarya does that. If you're kind of idle, then Zarya's high charge. She will melt you, no matter who you are.
That's very fair. I feel like that's happened more, you know, many a time.
The hammer down coming out, it hits Master Chicken, but Bob's just going to shoot him, not being able to finish him due to the invulnerability here. Bob putting in some work. He's definitely doing some stuff as Duck's trying to avoid damage, but of course, can't avoid the aimbot.
Never lucky. You can never get out of that. And I'm always, you know, cursing the people on the enemy team that have those darn aimbots. Can never climb. But Kagazi showing a little bit of the aimbot himself, always focusing on the invulnerability field, which I think is very important because somebody's got to take that thing out.
Yeah, taking out that invulnerability shield is of the most importance when you've got an ult that doesn't know better, just shooting into it. The poor AI. As we see the dragons coming out, not being able to find anybody. Hingushu getting trapped in the trap. Trees hears it. The invulnerability coming down, though. Trees not going to be able to deal with it. They try to flame strike it to deal with it, but one flame strike will not kill it. You'd need to hit it with at least 2 more ash shots for it to go down. We see the sound barrier coming down to counter the graviton there, but it's not going to be able to save too many people. Jet finding Tree. We see the suit landing back down just in time to survive, though. As Megu Best Girl tries to build up that ult as quickly as they can.
Oh man, that feels so bad. The beat drop just wasn't enough to keep them all alive, and then Megu Best Girl lands about 4 direct rockets, but on different people, so that he's not able to get the kill.
Yeah, and that's always very, very, very unfortunate when you're hitting those direct rockets, you're feeling good, you're happy, except they're all on different people and nobody dies.
Yeah, and you know, as we're getting into it, they are giving up a lot of ground, even though they have, I would say, the ultimates to be able to stop them.
Yeah, they deal with that invulnerability bot very, very quickly. Here's the hammer down, comes down, hitting 3 people. Duck, Jet, and I believe Megu Best Girl all getting hit by it. They are going to be able to clean it up and force the Wildcats to reset.
Yeah, and Elephant Man doing what Zaryas do best when they have a pretty good charge, and people are knocked down by an Earth Shatter. You just hold left click and watch them all burn down.
Yeah, I mean, you know, ring around the rosy. They all fall down. And that's what happened in that situation, unfortunately, for the Wildcats. I don't know why I keep quoting nursery rhymes today, Alex.
Yeah, it's okay, though. The pockets are full of posies. We got 2 support ultimates in the bag for Duck and Hingushu, so I expect to see a really good push coming out here. Ultimate, Megu Best Girl, and let the barrage rain down.
Now, do we see any attempt to get a Bastiste? There we go. His name plan told me a Bastiste built into this barrage, or no, we don't, as the barrage just goes off. The nano boost does get hit, though, trying to clean them up. Kagazi finding Duck, but we see most of the Wildcats just cleaning through the Titans.
And with that team wipe, the bell rings, and what an insane flick by Megu Best Girl. Tree pops
I
his
did not
ultimate
see it.
and one shot. Direct rocket and destroys it before it can do any damage to her team. Then goes around, flanks, and then pops the ultimate, getting a really, really, really big kill. And Jet starting it off, taking out Elephant Man to start.
Yeah, 2 minutes left onto the clock here. Definitely plenty of time for them to defend, as this is only roughly about halfway into the map. In fact, I think it might be exactly halfway.
Yeah, and I mean, getting around the B bend is really, really important. And I would say the only reason they were able to do that is because they had such a fast point A take. If they didn't have that time, I really don't think that they would have gotten that hold off or the push off to get the next checkpoint.
Yeah, I actually completely agree with you. I don't think that would have worked unless they found their picks. And do you see CG Gaming up here? He actually used Tree's concussion grenade or concussion mine to just get himself up. We see the Riptide coming out, managing to find Master Chicken here. The big Graviton coming out as they do push back, but I was going to say Mega Besco in the background there, but does get picked off by Sir Captain. Zenyatta hurts. As a Pharah main, Zenyatta scares me.
Zenyatta's in general. I don't know if it matters what main you are. Zenyatta can do a lot of damage. I think Jonak taught us that pretty well, but I feel bad that they used the Baptiste ultimate, but in the Graviton, they just kind of got wiped and it went, to no good use.
And we see okay. So we saw the Coalescence come down and immediately get Earth Shattered, and sneaking up behind them is Mr. Mage with his own Earth Shatter, getting the pin onto Master Chicken there. Megu Besco taken out by Sir Captain again. Baptiste or the Res trying to come out here, trying to bring them up, trying to get what they need, and they are going to be able to be quite successful in that, as the Wildcats are going to push in.
Yeah, that was a lot of exchange of ultimates from different people flanking, and Megu Besco is landing so many direct rockets, and as I say that, Kagazi just goes in there and just takes them all out.
Yeah, and being able to take them out there, Jet getting a big bomb. 15 seconds left onto the clock. They are able to get it without going into overtime, which is so very important.
Jet dropping a giant Diva Bomb at the very end there. Wasn't able to catch it on screen, but those 2 kills kind of, pushed them and propelled them to just take that point without having to go into overtime, which, as you mentioned, is very, very important for, any overtime or tie scenarios on this, point.
Yeah, and it definitely worked out for them.
So the real question is, are we going to see Baptiste again going into this next, point? The sides are switching, so you don't know if they want to run it on the defensive side.
Yeah, I mean, they could be running it. I don't think we've seen Baptiste's passive making any use so far.
Well, that's true. Don't know if he has, but all I know is Kagazi right now is hovering Genji, and I'd love to see this. I don't know how, if it's necessarily the best. Maybe something else to deal with that pesky Pharah that's been giving him a lot of trouble, but, a good Genji is always really, really fun to see, and I feel like, has the opportunity to get in there. Yeah, it's, it's as good as the person wielding it.
Tree is running that Pharah, so we can see a bit of a Pharmercy versus Pharmercy. And yeah, no, like I was saying, I don't think we've seen any Baptiste passive, which obviously is his charge up super jump to get onto higher grounds and awkward points, or just using it to deal with a Pharah.
That's true, and right now they're just getting pushed back. The Titans are coming in here extremely ambitious and should be able to probably take this first point very quickly.
Yeah, trying to take this first point is exactly what the Titans want, though, right? They don't want to take it to a tiebreaker. They want to be able to just win this map as quickly as they can, finish the series, and be done with it. So it does come down to them now trying to do this as quickly as they can and just getting more time bank than their opposition.
Yeah, and Kagazi's been hanging back unchecked, doing a lot of damage. And so I expect him to be using that ultimate very soon. As he takes out CG Gaming, they're able to push off this and probably contest the point. Sir Captain has the ultimate, so they should be able to, resurrect anybody who needs it.
Yeah, we hear the Dragon Blade here coming out from Kagazi, along with the Justice coming out from Tree there. Megabesco taking advantage of that stationary fire, though. Going to be raining rockets into it as they get their own barrage. Going to be using it here. Interesting decision by Duck not to damage boost it. Does keep the healing up, but either way, we do see Megabesco falling. The res coming out, though, along with the Valkyrie trying to get reset, trying to force this to start again. A lot of picks coming out from the Wildcats here, as they are going to be able to defend the point.
What a hold. Holy smokes. After almost their entire team got wiped in that fight, they come back and defend and then wipe the other side. They counter wipe, you know, Duck coming in, getting the clutch res off was probably, you know, really, you know, important to saving that point.
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying, getting that clutch res off, super, super important. Making sure that Megabesco was still there to burn down some damage, slowly whittle them down. As we see a Demon Bomb coming out, going over, is going to find Tree and Mr. Mage, and that's practically done, right? That's that push done. They need to reset.
One ultimate, 2 people. TG Gaming's able to take a third out, and that's another push, another 30 seconds in the bank that you don't have to worry about, which is really, really important because if point B is just as hard for them to take, with this time bank, they're not going to be able to do it.
Well, of course, this is a hybrid map, so it becomes less of trying to just capture a point and more of trying to push the payload. So it's constantly adjusting for both teams in that format. So it's definitely a very different way of trying to push it. We see that Baptiste ult being used here. Of course, it doubles the damage. I believe it doubles the damage exactly of every single projectile going through it. The Justice being used here, but Megabesco again on the watch. You could almost say Farah's on the overwatch there. Air Force One, all the air superiority in this situation as we see both Valkyrie, I believe both Valkyries, yeah, had been popped, keeping themselves up. 60 seconds left onto the clock here. The Titans need to try and win this fight, or if not, we are going to be going to map 5.
Yeah, and they're getting an incredible stall off right here. Don't think they're going to be able to get their teams back in there to actually hold it. So they are going to be able to cap the point, but with 40 seconds.
Of course, they gain 2.5 minutes, so it's going to bring them up to 3 minutes, trying to get it to that point B, and then, of course, trying to get it to that final point.
Yeah, and I need to see an incredible ultimate combo out of Mr. Mage and Capri Sun to wipe this team so that they can get a great push off, because they really, really need it.
Yeah, they definitely need it in this situation here. They need to be able to win this next fight and just push that payload as far as they can with little to no resistance. As we see a Diva Bomb here coming out. Going to be able to find 3 people there, though. Jet is very, very happy with himself as he completely shuts down any attempt at pushing that and gives his team control of the payload.
I mean, Jet and multiple man Diva Bombs is probably the most, you know, iconic duo of this match, other than a few caster curses, you know, here and there. But that was incredible. Granted, they also burned the Earth Shatter, which I don't think they needed to win that fight.
I don't know, the Earth Shatter hit a couple people, didn't it?
It did, but, you know, they already got the 3K at that point. And, you know, having Sir Captain use the res because you got to battle Lucio is a great way to start any fight.
Yeah, I mean, getting that res down immediately is good. The Valkyrie being popped super, super early by Sir Captain as well. So even though they're on the back here, Kagazi does not have that high noon, isn't going to allow them to try and get a cheeky 3-4 man off that background. But you know what is? Both Justices being used at exactly the same time. Both Farahs also falling. Duck gets the res onto Megabesco, though, giving them once again air superiority. But High Noon coming out here does find Duck and Jet. Megabesco still lurking in the shadows, though, at the moment, trying to get reset for the rest of their team.
But that was so insane. They literally went all the way around, and it looked like they switched sides for a quick second. But even with all of the ultimates popped early, especially by Sir Captain, you know, that Valkyrie, they were able to take that fight.
Yeah. I mean, being able to take that fight is definitely what they needed here. 50 seconds left onto the clock. I think this is it. Make it or break it now. We do see them pushing the payload. Capri-Sun trying to get it just 3 meters further, but they're not going to be able to, unfortunately, as the rest of the Wildcats do collapse onto them here, forcing them all away. 30 seconds left onto the clock. They cannot afford to lose anybody now.
Yeah, the gap pick on Mr. Mage was absolutely huge, and I really wish Elephant Man pulled the trigger and getting that Graviton while they were all grouped up after they fell. I feel like they still could have turned that fight as long as they got rid of the invulnerability field.
Yeah, we see the Baptiste ult being used here to try and defend them off. 10 seconds left onto the clock. If any pick gets hit by this Diva Bomb, which it doesn't, I don't think they're going to be able to. Kagazi going for an interesting pick to try and contest there. We do see some of the Titans coming up behind him there, but I don't think it's going to be enough, even with Elephant Man. Mr. Mage does get the ult, though, so the res coming off along with a high noon. This could be absolutely huge as the Earth Shatter comes down, hitting pretty much all of the Wildcats. The Justice comes down there from Megubesco, but they're able to clean up this fight really, really well. They just need to deal with Jet and not let this res go off. Mr. Chicken, or Master Chicken, does get res, though. They're trying really hard to clear this up in overtime. Both of the supporters doing the best that they can for their team, but they are going to fall. And I believe they may have just bought enough time. No, they are going to give them that point.
How did they turn that fight around? They were definitely losing that fight very hard, but somehow the Elephant Man using his ult already built up another grab from that fight, and then comboing it with Mr. Mage, they were able to just knock him down, and then the prolonged fight just looked like favored them at the very end. That was so incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely paid out for them in the long run, didn't it?
Yeah, being able to build up another Graviton means taking this should be really easy, because you should be able to pop the ultimate right here. Unless you get ulted first.
Yeah, the Earth Shatter coming down, but we do see that Justice being used. A fantastic save by Hingushu there with that Baptiste invulnerability, and the ult coming out there. Mega Vescod staying behind it like a Reinhardt shield, but it doubles your damage instead of protecting you from damage.
Yeah, and great job being able to hold him off there. Cart is slowly getting pushed back, but when the Kagazi gets back up, they're going to have a lot of ultimates to be able to push this, and I think as long as they don't use too many of them in one fight, they should really be able to push to the end.
Yeah, but with that Diva Bomb coming out, it does find Sir Captain, so even with all of those ults, they need to deal with the invulnerability field. They're going to be able to, but the High Noon coming out from Megabesco isn't going to find anybody. Kagazi whipping out his own High Noon here, does charge it up quite a bit. Duck getting in their face, though, going to soak a lot of that damage there, saving most of the team, and that is going to be map 2 going towards the Wildcats, bringing it to 2-2, and we are going to be going to Dorado on that map 5.
That was absolutely incredible. The Wildcats were able to hold them off with the ult disadvantage, and we're going to see Jet with one of his iconic multi-man Diva Bombs get the play of the game. But, I want to congratulate the Titans for really persisting. That entire time, they were doing it off the back of overtime pushes to really secure those points. But at the end, it just wasn't enough. They had too much to push, and the Wildcats were able to hold on.
Yeah, and what an absolute fantastic reverse sweep almost now, right? I mean, whoever wins this map, it comes down to it now, and I believe this is the first out of all of the weeks. This is the first time we've gotten to round 5 on stream.
The very first time. I was just about to bring that up, but I am so excited to see what they have to offer. I kind of take back my original point about the Titans having the advantage, because on that escort phase, they did not look very good, even though that's where they shined, in the first map. So we're going to be seeing exactly who's going to take this, but we're going to be going into Dorado just as after this quick little break. So stay tuned as we get into that.
was all over coming into map 3, but the Wildcats bringing it back. Now we're on map 5, the tiebreaker, and the final game of the season as well. What an absolutely phenomenal series coming here to the fantastic experience of Dorado. I mean, I don't know what to say. I have absolutely no clue who's going to take this map at all.
Yeah, and as we get into this, was muted the first time, went over all these details, but to echo Navik, this is the first Game 5 of the season, the first tiebreaker we're going to have. What a way to end the regular season of EGFH for the East region. And getting into it, we're going to be seeing Tree going back to the tried and true as we get into Dorado.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I am clueless. I have no idea who's going to end up taking this at all. It's really going one way or the other, but I have no idea which way.
And we're going to see Tree going on his patented flank as they are set up on the high ground, so he should be able to go up there and start disrupting and pushing people off. I'd love to have seen a diva to help him out, but we're going to just not pay attention to him missing the jump and go back to, you know, this defense.
Yeah, I mean, going into this defense, Dorado's an interesting map, and I'm not surprised that we're not seeing both teams running Baptiste in this situation. I don't know how good I'm considering for this first point, other than this little choke, but once you get past this choke, I feel like he's mostly dead weight.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I feel like just, you know, the old traditional goats is probably best on this map, but the pharmacy is doing a lot of work. He has getting that initial pick, and Tree coming out with another pick again.
Yeah, I mean, pick after pick. Tree on this Doomfist has been absolutely fantastic. We've seen it match after match right now, and Hingushu there trying to get a little sneaky rotation onto Tree, but does fall as well, as they are just going to push into this with force. The Titans not holding back anymore.
Wow, that was an incredible, really fast point one take, and the funniest thing I always love seeing is a booped charging Reinhardt that still gets a pin on somebody, because you're just like, oh, I'm safe up here. Sorry, you know, you gotta ask your enemy team how he got bumped up, but it happens sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, managing to... Yeah, it does happen sometimes, and unfortunately, when you manage to do that for the opponent, for the opposition, it's never fortunate. As Kagazi goes for the ult and immediately gets flashbanged by Megubesco.
Yeah, but still able to take out two people, you know, with the help of Capri Sun, and you know, with the invulnerability field gone, I think that's just going to be lights out right here for the second point.
Yeah, I mean, lights out indeed, as we see the Diva Bomb not actually finding any connections, unfortunately, but Jet getting back into that mech, trying to receive him. We see the Baptiste coming out, Megubesco going to try and be making use of it, but Tree's the priority target. Tree actually landing in front of the Baptiste. That's exactly where you don't want to be. Tree still managing to absorb all of that damage, though, as we see a Graviton coming out. Tree's going to be jumping in, does get flashbang, looking for Megubesco. Kagazi raining down the missiles, all of them getting eaten by Jet, though. After Megubesco falls, nobody paying attention to CG Gaming in the backline, though, manages to find a couple. Oh no, did he actually manage to find anybody in that situation?
I don't think so, but you know, they are able to hold this right now. The Wildcats with CG Gaming and Master Chicken are holding the line at the very end, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, but Megubesco does get taken down, and that's probably going to be it, and pushed into point number 3.
Oof. Pushing into that point number 3 with 4 minutes 44 left in general is very good.
Yeah, doing an absolutely phenomenal job, just kind of steamrolling and pushing forward, and they haven't really been met with that much opposition until that very, very last point right there. But, you know, I want to highlight Jet needs to come in huge. He has the Diva Bomb almost charged. We need to see at least 2 people here. He needs to come in here, do one of his patented multi-man Diva Bombs, and hold this point.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we're definitely... It's definitely a possibility of being seen here, as we do see one Diva Bomb coming out, managing to find Mr. Mage. Of course, it's not the patent Diva Bomb that we were looking for, managing to find more than that. But one may be enough for them to hold this for just a bit longer.
When it's a key target like a Reinhardt, it does the job. You know, you would have always liked to see more than one, but it stopped the push at the cost of using... CG Gaming did use his Earth Shatter too, so we're going to see how that, you know, how fast he can build that up before this next fight.
Yeah, I mean, being able to push that up, being able to find that would definitely be very, very handy, as we do see Mr. Mage on the point, managing to just push it forward, slow and steady. Unfortunately, that does get going to immediately, though, hit that hammer down, try and counter it out, and again, that Baptiste ult coming in, or that Baptiste, I keep forgetting it's not its ult, it's so good.
Vulnerability field.
Yeah. I keep thinking it's his ult, not his ult.
No, his ult's stronger, don't worry about it.
Oh dear. But yeah, they are going to be able to hold that fight fairly well.
I feel like they might change Baptiste like Mercy to change the ultimate, you know, switch it up so the invulnerability field's going to be the ultimate, while the damage boost is going to be reduced and then put on just an ability.
Yeah, and here we see the Poldness Sting coming out. Bob doing something, managing to get not actually that much. Mr. Mage pinning him as a counter charge there. But the hammer down coming out from the Wildcats at the moment, though, they are just being able to win fight after fight at the moment and defending it so well.
That invulnerability field saved them from the Graviton barrage, and you know, Jet just taking out Sir Captain with a Diva Bomb. I think that probably wasn't needed and could have been saved to stop another push, but you know, until Mr. Mage charged and pushed them all out of that invulnerability field, the damage just wasn't there.
No, the damage was not there, unfortunately, but I mean, the Wildcats aren't complaining.
Not at all.
We see them trying to regroup here. I think they need to take a different angle, right? They keep just running in, trying to go onto the point. I feel like taking the high ground is the key to winning this point.
Yeah, and Tree going in the back lines, finding a pick on Duck early. You know, after Megu Best Girl did take out Kagazi falling down, but you know, it looks like the fight's a little bit stalled down as a huge Earth Shatter comes in.
Yeah, I mean, quite a big Earth Shatter does manage to connect there, but not much cleanup. We see that Poldnestein coming in, the Graviton managing to hook a couple people, but again, the Baptiste invulnerability lasted just long enough to just not let them die.
Yeah, that ultimate is doing a lot of work, and Bob comes out. That's going to be able to hold this last point unless something absolutely incredible happens from Kagazi. And we see Kagazi retreating because, you know, 1v6, it's probably not going to do much.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, not doing too much in a 1v6 situation, unless you somehow really clutch it out.
But does get found out by Jet, which actually is going to be really detrimental for this last 30 seconds that they need to push with.
Yeah, but they definitely might be able to do something in the last 30 seconds coming up here. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, we see only the Valkyrie and Barrage coming through, and I feel like Jet, I got this tingle that Jet's going to get another multi-man Barrage, or I mean, a Diva Bomb. It only gets Tree. Only gets Tree.
Yeah, well, it was Elephant Man who's been getting all of the multi-man Diva Bombs. So currently, Jet not being able to surprise the enemy team like Elephant Man was able to on those first 2 maps. But we haven't been seeing much of Elephant Man on Diva. A lot of Zarya for the last couple maps, and I feel like dropping the Diva may have been detrimental.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. I mean, it was working so well, and they were not able to push it into, getting all 3 checkpoints at the end of it when they had such an incredibly fast point 1 and 2. That was an absolutely insane hold by the Wildcats.
Yeah, I mean, it's working out fairly well for them.
Yeah, and as we're going to be getting into the Wildcats offense now, who's taking this game number 5? We've seen the Titans push all the way to the very end of point 2, almost to point 3. Do the Wildcats push further?
I'm unsure. I think so. I think we might see it. I think a lot of it comes down to genuinely just how quickly they managed to get it through that first point.
I'm actually going to be pinning a lot of this on Tree, because if Tree is going to get picked off as he goes on some of these backline flanks, that's going to make the defense so much harder. So, I'm going to be calling him out. Tree is ready to step up and get the multi-man not flanks, because as Junkrat, you normally tend to hang back a little bit further. So I take it all back. I'm wrong. People have been wrong before. It's okay. Just
have they?
Take away, all the time I was talking about exactly what he needs to do on Doomfist. But, Junkrat, totally the same. Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, they are 100% the same character.
I'm glad you agree. That's all I needed. But an air battle's breaking out as, the Wildcats are pushing this payload and not really getting whittled down that much.
Yeah, no, they really aren't actually getting whittled down at all. They are just going to be able to push through this. If they can make it through this choke with little to no issue, then it's looking like a very, very strong start for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and Elephant Man has been listening to what you've been saying, because he switched back to Diva for this point, which is probably going to be really important to stop Megu Best Girl, because there have been some insane barrages by this player.
Yeah, Elephant Man being able to eat so many of those barrages, and the same goes for Jet eating so many of Kagazi's barrages, right?
Oh my gosh, Jet has been insane. As soon as it gets popped, he's just there, eating the entire thing. So you just see Farah dancing in the air with nothing happening.
Yeah, Megu Best Girl has been the monarch of the bomb, and then of course we've seen Jet being the king of the Matrix, and just... yeah, I mean, they've been able to do really, really well on showing off the strengths of different types of Diva players.
That's true, but Kagazi gets a giant pick, stopping the Mercy, but Megu Best Girl gets one right back, which is just as important.
Yeah, the res on Kagazi here, definitely going to prove to be quite useful, as we hear a hammer down coming down from Mr. Mage, but we see Hingushi's invulnerability bot coming up, but a huge triple kill coming out from Tree, followed up by a Justice from Kagazi that is going to get eaten by Jet's defense matrix.
Man.
It's, yeah.
Well, alright then. When the invulnerability field comes out, you think they're safe, and then Tree just holds on just a little bit until it goes down and then gets the big 3K. That was really good play by him.
Yeah, I mean, that was an extremely good play by him. Managing to get that big 3K there slows this down so much. We see the bomb coming out, but again, we saw CG Gaming turning around to it, but he didn't even need to shield that, because the ult or the invulnerability bot was up. I really need to learn what that ability is called.
And the invulnerability, I think it's Field, just sat there tanking the whole thing, not moving at all. Man, that must feel really good for any support player who normally gets picked off by that kind of thing.
It's the immortality field.
Immortality field. Invulnerability field. Either way you look at it, right now Duck's trying to keep his team alive with his own immortality field, popping that Valkyrie. Right now, damage boosting his team to secure that first point.
Yeah, being able to secure that first point is definitely important here. Forcing them out of that choke is going to give them a lot more options, but of course we do have the Battle of the Pharmacies coming out as well.
Battle of the Pharmacies just ended with Kagazi getting 2 really quick direct rockets onto Megu Best Girl, and that's going to stall this push out.
Yeah, I mean, stalling the push out is so important. Coming down to this last map play, we keep saying, we see the ult coming out from Jet, finding 3 people there. So, I mean, this is just going to be a bunch of ground for the Wildcat.
So point has now not been stalled. Tree getting a really quick pick on Megu Best Girl, and he's going to be able to drop this bomb, but never mind. As I say that, Jet finds where he's been hiding. Duck gets the res out, so, you know, he still has the Rip Tire, but it's not going to be the same effectiveness where it's so hidden.
Yeah, we see the Baptiste ult coming out as well. Along with that invulnerability field, you actually see Kagazi using the ult to try and deal with the immortality bot immediately so that Tree's Riptire can do some work, which it does in fact do. And looking up as well, Baptiste ult actually doubles any healing that goes through it as well.
Oh, I thought it was just damage. That's a really important thing to have. And Jet getting taken out, you know, finally getting taken out as the baby diva. They are going to repel this push, and they only have 2 minutes left now, so as they're getting into it, they do have 3 ultimates with Jet almost having another diva bomb. And we've been talking about this a lot. Multi-man diva bombs. Elephant Man has one too. I don't know how this is going to go.
I definitely could go either way at the moment. I mean, both these teams have been playing so well. We don't get to our map 5 very often, so it could still go either way. We got 1:30 left on the clock.
Yeah,
but then they'll get more time when they hit the point.
If they hit the point.
And then they need to get it to practically the end, as all of the ults get popped at the moment. Elephant Man managing to find the Hingushu bot and Jet himself, along with Tree, popping that Riptire, actually connecting with CG Gaming, but he survives with the tiniest amount of HP, falling at the end of that charge there. Hingushu falling as well. Master Chicken trying to get away here. I say that, he's actually committing to try and keep contesting this push when he probably should be just letting himself reset.
Yeah, that's not a good play by Master Chicken. Is able to get away, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. But, you know, going into this, oh man, Megu Best Girl needs to get an insane barrage for them to win this point.
Yeah, which is definitely a possibility coming in on this situation here. We see the Justice coming out from Mega Gasco against Eaton, and then Kagazi following it up, trying to find Duck as well. Not going to be able to, though, but dealing with Mega Gasco there. Duck is going to look for the res. Is going to be successful in that res as Elephant Man tries to knock them away here. Bringing Mega Gasco back. Sir Captain is going to pop the Valkyrie purely to try and survive, but Mega Gasco hitting that direct rocket in the air is going to deal with it, and they are going to be able to make it to this point with 10 seconds left to spare.
Yeah, I mean, just making sure they secure the point, I guess, is more important than saving the ultimate. But not the barrage. Megu Best Girl just landing rocket after rocket's what's going to secure them the point. And getting picked off at the end there by Kagazi is, you know, a little bit sad. But, you know, they did capture the point. So this is where it all comes to. They have a few meters left to go. And getting stalled by Elephant Man right now.
Yeah, I mean, Elephant Man doing a good job there, stalling the point for the rest of the team to come back and help clear up this fight. This is another bit that's difficult on Dorado, right? Because you've got a couple points of entry, but they're very narrow corridors, and playing against something like Junkrat, very, very difficult.
Absolutely, and you see Mr. Majors hanging out near the beginning, almost has that Earth Shatter. If they don't check their corners, they're about to get slammed. But both Diva Bombs up once again. We're going to see who has the power. As we're going to let him reign.
Yeah, I mean, justice will be reigning as we hear it pretty much immediately there. CG Gaming finding that pick onto Reinhardt is going to be so important as we see the Diva Bomb coming out here. No Basti Immortality Shield, but we just see a bunch of the Titans falling as soon as that gets popped. We see the Diva Bomb coming out as well, which is going to be able to find 2. It actually went over CG Shield. What a turnaround.
What an absolute turnaround. Mr. Mage using the shield to block the Diva Bomb, but that just means he opens up his back to getting shot at, gets taken down, but with that res, they're able to stall it, and I don't think they're going to be able to push this to the very end. You know, it is overtime, and we're going to see exactly how fast they can get onto this point.
Yeah, coming into overtime here. This is it. This is the final fight. This is what decides the set coming out here. We see a lot of picks coming out. This could be what the Titans have been waiting for, but a Justice coming out there from Megu Basco in a attempt to try and win it. And we are going to see the Titans taking this set. What an absolutely phenomenal set of games.
Wow, the Titans really coming in at the very end there. The final point beat defense and the hold at the very end there, not letting it push to get the capture and the win. But we're gonna see Jet take another play of the game. 3-man Diva Bomb.
Whew.
Just another day for Jet. Just another day.
I mean, yeah, that was something. Jet and Elephant Man getting absolutely insane Diva ults. And I think with all of that, I'd like to thank you all for tuning into possibly one of the greatest Overwatch series we've had on the East region of EGFH, of course, being Season 3, with the Sheehan Titans taking the victory. You can follow us at Official EGF on Twitter and Twitch for updates and announcements. I'd again like to thank our wonderful sponsors, the Yukon Gaming Club, the Yukon School of Engineering, Mob Crush, and of course, Playmakers Wanted for making this season possible. My name is being Kevin Navik Dignan, and you can find me on Twitter at NavikCasts.
I've been Flabby Man. I normally do the buttons behind the scenes, but stepped into a cast today. Thank you guys all for watching, and we'll see you guys later for the Alaska region.